It's a shadow. Chante.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How's everything looking at your end?
It's looking good, yeah.
Okay, I think we're good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hi, I'm Barbara Campbell, host of Brooklyn Beauty Television. I'm coming to you from Barbara Campbell NYC Design Studio. Today we have a guest. We have Chante Ramsey, and she's here with us live on the show. Chante, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for taking the time to be live on air.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
I know it's so. I haven't seen you, and I've been seeing all your wonderful photography online via your social media platform, and it's just incredible that how you stay busy. But we're going to talk all about that, and I really want to get into our interview. And I want you to tell our viewers a little bit about you and about your business.
So I'm a creative portrait photographer. That's been my origin. Like, I love connecting with people, families, women, in power, owning their own businesses, men driving their own path, and I enjoy that connection. So that is my primary work that I do, and so it delves into my fashion editorials that I also work on as well. My passion projects that I work with my style team, and then I also do family events. Very now with COVID, very small events, intimate events, and micro weddings. So do family events. Very now with COVID, very small events, intimate events, and micro weddings. So that is one of my other services. And then lastly, I'm a brand photographer. So I work with entrepreneurs to help them take visuals with purpose, to make sure that they're telling a wonderful story about their brand, and that they're getting that across so that people will feel compelled to, work with them, whether their services or shop to buy their products.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're as I mentioned before, you're doing a lot. You're staying busy, and I want to get into something that you talked about via the pandemic. Have you restarted or pivot or started something? Via the pandemic, have you restarted or pivot or started something new? And what are your challenges? What were your challenges via this worldwide pandemic in running your business? Where are you now with your business?
Yeah, that's a great question, because I actually had to plan ahead. So I had a lot of bookings for the first 2 quarters of the new year, and so I was ready. Included baby showers, everything you could think of, and then we had to do a full stop because we didn't know what this pandemic was about. We didn't know the extremity of it until months later, and so, like other photographers in other industries as well, I had to do a full stop. Wow. And I only started my ideal moments, my ideal time to do photography is in the summer, because summer New York is so beautiful that I get a lot of the portrait sessions on location, and that whole window was missed because I wanted to take precautions. I mean, I could have started early. I could have restarted in June, as early as May, but I just didn't feel comfortable. Wow. With putting myself, my style team, and then my clients at risk when I still didn't know what was going on. So we had to defer shooting, change our protocols, have be socially distanced, and outdoors is easier than in the studio that we work in. So we had to really really shift how we work. Because as you know, the style industry is very close contact. So questionnaires, and I had to be flexible with people needing to reschedule because maybe they may have come in contact with someone who may have been able to COVID.
Okay, and the fashion industry is so detailed that that closeness is the number one way of achieving the shot. Now, I want to go a little bit back, and you've been in the industry of fashion and photography for many years. How many years has it been for you?
I would say constant the past 5-6 years, doing Fashion Week and working with designers, local designers on editorials. So that's been a past 5 or 6 years.
So that this worldwide pandemic was extremely very different in how it has shaped your work in this fashion industry. So in your pivot and restarting now, currently, what products and services are you offering now, and how are you navigating? How are you implementing the safety protocols for conducting your business?
So the thing that I didn't offer before that I am offering now is the virtual visual branding consultation. So I do that. We do Zooms. I do an portfolio audit of a business owner's site and their content to see are you telling a good story? Those things I can do remotely.
Okay.
And then we do a styling virtual session with me and my team and the client before shoot at day of the shoot. We're just shooting so that if there's any questions, any discussions about the mood board, about the concept, that's done remotely.
So you do behind the scene.
Right, exactly. So that way, if there's any questions, any details to discuss amongst all of us, we can do that remotely versus before we were doing it on site and we were kind of okay, let's do this, let's do that. We talk virtually about from posing, composition to the colors of their outfits that they have to wear and complement and things of that nature.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm visualizing your industry and what you do as a photographer, as a woman of color, and a photographer in the field of photography, and capturing that shot, that moment, because it's about that moment. The feel of photography and capturing that shot, that moment between your shoot, the world photography shot, that moment, because it's about that moment. And so I'm going to talk about technology and all these great tools and why it's so important now to know it. But I want to ask you, tell us about the shot, your shoot. Okay, I know you mentioned a bit about it, but tell us about the shoot. What makes it different than a selfie? Because we're now in a world of technology and everybody's doing selfie, and the question can be, hey, why would I hire a photographer to shoot my image? But tell us the difference between your shoot, the world photography, via a selfie. selfie?
I actually encourage my clients to, if you are a business owner, to do a lot of selfies, to do a lot of stock photos of what they do, because they know themselves. So this is a way for them to get in touch with themselves and what they do. So I encourage them to do that. But I said, when you don't do a selfie, do a self-portrait.
Okay.
So I actually work with them to give them tips on, how to stand. What is talk to them about lighting, so that they can do this on their own. I've done self-portraits, so it's challenging, to do something that's on a little more advanced than just, okay, step in the light, in the sunlight, and shoot. That's a more of a selfie. But when you talk about a self-portrait, it's more you're
the feel of photography and capturing that shot, that moment between your shoot, the world photography.